we need to understand the concept of preposition. What is actually preposition? So in this today's video, I would like to tell you that this preposition chapter may be finished in 3 or 4 videos, or it might be finished by 3 videos also. So in today's video, obviously I'll try to explain you the concept of preposition, few of its exceptions, and also I would like to tell you the brief idea about the uses of it. So in this today's video, obviously I'm going to speak about the concept of preposition. So let's start with that. So what is preposition? Prepositions are basically used to show the relation between the noun and the object. Means I would also like to tell you that prepositions are placed before a noun or a pronoun to show a relation to it, and this relation can be anything. It can be distance relation, it can be place relation, or it can be like a time relation also, cause or manner. So relationship can be of different things, like it can be of distance, time, place, sometimes it a cause or manners also. So we will see with the help of the examples. So let's see with that. So what could be the examples? Like, there is a book on the table. Second one is I live in India. I am at university right now. Then I am in love with nature. Then he jumped into the river. So these are some examples of prepositions. Now we would see it that which are the prepositions are out here in the sentences. Like the first one, there is a book on the table. Now if you see, where is the book? The book is on the table. So if you see properly, the book is a noun and table is also a noun. Between these two nouns, there is a relation that is showing that where the book is on the table. So on the table, the book is lying there. So it's showing a relation. So we can understand the concept of preposition is that preposition is a word or a group of words which used before a noun or a pronoun to show its relations with other words or to bring a meaning into a sentence. So you can understand over here with the help of this. Let's go to the next example. You can understand I live in India. Now here it's showing about a relationship between where you live and with the noun where exactly you're living, like India and live. Live is a verb, and India, and also I. So where do I live? I live in India. So I'm showing a relationship regarding a place. That if you're asking me where do I live, where do you live, so I will be telling you that I live in India. So obviously in India, why I'm saying that? Because that is a place and I'm showing a relationship that where I live. So this is how the relationship, preposition creates relationship. So let us see some more examples we can understand. I am at university right now. So I am at university right now. So again I'm showing a relationship. Where am I? I am at university. So university is again a noun. I is a pronoun. Then I am at university. So obviously this at is preposition which is showing a relationship between me and the university here. So where am I? I'm at the university. Let us see some other examples. I'm in love with the nature. So here again nature is again a noun and I. So what is the relationship with me and between me and nature? Is that I am in love with nature. So here it's showing again a relationship between me and the nature. So what is that it's showing? It's showing the cause. The I'm in love with the nature. It's something like that. So next one I can see he jumped into the river, or I jumped into the river. So here it's showing again a cause, a reason, or not reason you can say, it's showing a cause that I jumped into the river. So I and between I and river, here it's showing a relationship, and it is showing by with the help of this preposition into, that what exactly am I doing right now, or I have done right now. So I jumped into the river. So as I was into motion, it's that's why into is used. We'll come into that part later on in the video, where I'll explain you all the words of preposition, most of the words of the prepositions which are in use and you use daily basis life. And not only that, I'll tell you how to use it and what are the concept of using it. That I will come to it differently, but this is some examples where I'm showing that what are those prepositions. So there is a book on the table. On is a preposition over here in this sentence. I live in India. In is a preposition over here. I am at the university right now. So I am at is the preposition out here. Then I am in love with nature. So in and with both are is preposition over here. So then he jumped into the river. Here into is the preposition again. So here I hope you can understand that why we learn preposition, because if we don't learn preposition, we will not be able to show the relationship with the noun or pronoun and with some other object or with some other words into the sentence of the sentence. So this is the most important thing why we learn, or reason why we learn preposition, because we need to show the relationship between the things. It can be noun or a pronoun and with other words as well. So let's see. I'll tell you one more thing, that this first sentence, there is a book on the table. Here table is actually the object of the preposition. It is called the object of the preposition. That means, I'll explain in a very easy way, that in every sentence where there is a preposition, you will find an object over there. So that object is called the object of the preposition. And basically the objects are generally nouns or pronoun. So here, if you see, let us take some example to understand the object of the preposition. There is a book on the table. Here on is obviously a preposition. Now this preposition object, the preposition's object is here the table, where the book is lying on the table. So table here is the object in this sentence, and this object is called the object of the preposition on over here. Now I would also like to tell you that in every sentence you will find at least one object where there is a preposition. Now why am I telling you this, that there is an object in the sentence and you will find at least one object in the when you're using a preposition, at least one object should be there in the sentence. Why I'm saying you that? Because now I'm going to teach you that there are certain sentences are there where more than one object is also used. So you don't need to worry about that. If you see that you are making sentences, or there are sentences where more than one objects are used but still prepositions are coming, so no need to worry about that. It is possible. That's what I was about to tell you. I'll give you some examples so you can understand that prepositions can be also used for more than 2 or 3 objects also, not only for one, but can be for 2 or 3. Like for example, she gave sweets to Kate, Jennifer and Rita. What does it mean? She gave sweets to Jennifer, Kate, Jennifer and Rita. Here if you see in this sentence, there are 3 objects are there: Kate, Jennifer and Rita. 3 of them are noun and 3 of them are the object of the preposition over here to. To is the preposition over here in this sentence, and this to is actually used for 3 objects over here. So it also proves that in every sentence there is no mandatory that only one object will be only there. It can be one object minimum, and it can be more than one object as well. So no need to worry about that. So this is just for your knowledge. I'm just telling you because I told you in this video I'm about to give you the concept of preposition. Generally you learn what is preposition, which is very easy. You can Google it anywhere and you can get it. But this is also, you should know about it, because this is some in-depth knowledge about grammar preposition. So let us understand with one more example where there will be 2 objects also. Here I showed you 3 objects. 2 objects can be also there. This road runs over hill and plain. Plain, plain. Okay, so this road runs over hill and plain. So here two objects are there and two of them are noun, hill and plain again. So what is the preposition out here? This road runs over hill and plain. Over is the preposition out here, and this preposition object is what? Hill and plain. So here hill and plain are the object of the preposition, and Kate, Jennifer and Rita are the object of the preposition to, and hill and plain are the object of the preposition over. Now if you are a beginner in learning English language, I would like to tell you one thing. If you don't understand this particular portion very much, because it might happen as you are new to this language, so it might be a little bit difficult for you to understand, but I'm telling you one thing that you need to keep in mind. Just remember one thing, that a sentence can also have one object, and a sentence can also have more than one or two or three objects as well. So a prepositions can be used for one object and more than one object as well. So for beginner, you can understand that, and obviously the people who knows little bit grammar, they can easily understand this particular portion, that these objects are called the objects of the preposition that is used over here. Like in this sentence, to is used, and in this sentence, over is used. So this is you need to know. This is the concept of preposition that I have told you right now. Now I'll tell you one more thing. Generally, prepositions means preposition. If you see the word itself, it shows and it clearly indicates the meaning. Preposition means it places before. So now when we say it places before, so generally we mean to say that it places before a noun or a pronoun. Like as we have seen in this sentences, it generally places before a noun or a pronoun. Like I live in India, so India is a noun and before that in is used. There's a book on the table, so table is a noun and before that on is used. Then I am at university now, university is a noun and before that at is used. So prepositions are placed before the noun generally, in general cases, but there are some exceptions where prepositions are also placed at the end of the sentence. This is very vital to understand, and this is very important part to understand about preposition. That prepositions, these are misconceptions that prepositions can only be used in between the sentences or before a noun or a pronoun. Prepositions can also be used at the end of the sentences as well. Let me give you some examples, those exceptions. So what are those exceptions? Like exceptions are this is the book that I was searching for. Now in this sentence you will find for is the preposition, but it is coming at the end of the sentence. So what is this situation called? This situation. So exception number one, so the situation says that which is placed with the help of the relative pronoun. There the preposition comes at the last. Like for example, here I said this is the book that. Now that is coming as an object and it is a relative pronoun. So when a relative pronoun comes in a sentence as an object, then over there you will find that the prepositions are basically used at the end of the sentence. Now again I'm telling you, if you are new to this language, then obviously this explanations can go over your head, which is absolutely normal and fine. It's nothing the problem in it, because when you are new to a language, it is something very advanced that I'm teaching you. So what you need to understand, even if you are a beginner, you can only remember this much, that there are some prepositions which are also used at the end of the sentences. Okay, like this is the book that I was searching for. So here for is a preposition, but it is coming at the end of the sentence. So there is no hard and fast rule that prepositions are going to only be used before a noun or a pronoun. Till date, maybe the people who are not having good very in-depth knowledge about your grammar, they knew till date that prepositions are basically used before a noun or pronoun, which is absolutely true and correct, but it is also used at the end of the sentence as well. So what you need to understand, guys, if you are a beginner to it, just remember one thing, that there are some prepositions which are also used at the end of the sentences. Like this is a book that I was searching for. I'll give you one more example. This is the picture that she was looking at. So here at is again a preposition, but it is coming at the end of the sentence. Can you see that? So I am sure you have also used this kind of sentences in your daily life also, while speaking or while having a conversation with somebody. Like this is the picture that he was looking at. So have you ever thought or imagined that this at is actually which part of speech? It is preposition. Yes, it is a preposition. Even if it is coming at the end of the sentence, it is preposition. That is what the exception over here to the rule that preposition is placed before a noun or a pronoun. Preposition is placed before a noun or pronoun. That is true, but there is some exception to this rule also. This is the rule, like where relative pronoun comes in a sentence, and that those relative pronoun, like here that is the relative pronoun, and it is coming as an object. So obviously the preposition comes at the end. So here is also like that. This is the picture that she was looking at. Again, this is the picture that is actually an object coming as a relative pronoun. So for this reason, generally at the word is coming at the end of the sentence, which is a preposition. I hope I've made it quite clear to you. One more exception is there, which is like when the object of the preposition is an interrogative pronoun. When the object of the preposition is an interrogative pronoun, then also it will come at the end of the sentence. Like let us take some example. What are you searching for? We ask this kind of question. So here for is again a preposition in this sentence, but it is an interrogative sentence. So mind it, guys, in interrogative sentences also we use prepositions at the end of the sentence. Obviously that interrogative sentence, what are you searching for, or then whom are they waiting for? Whom are they waiting for? So here for, and then what are you searching for? Again the question mark, the interrogative sentences are there, but it is coming at the end of the sentence. So this is also one exception where again preposition comes at the end of the sentences. I hope I have made it quite clear to you. Then I can also use another word as a preposition which is coming at the end of the sentence in interrogative sentences. That is, what are you looking at? What are you looking at? So again here at is a preposition, but it is coming at the end of the sentence, and it is coming because it is an interrogative sentence, and in this way it is also comes. So what we have learned that preposition, we have understood the concept of preposition over here in this video, and we have also understood the object of the prepositions. What is object of the preposition? So when a preposition comes in a sentence, so obviously it comes for an object. So that object is a noun and we call it object of the preposition. I hope guys I'm very clear to you in this particular thing. And about after that also I have told you that one more thing, that object can be more than 2 or 3 also. So it's not mandatory that only for one object or only for one noun or pronoun like a preposition is going to come. No, a preposition can also be used for more than 1 or 2 nouns or pronoun, or which we call it as an object of the preposition as well. Then what we have understood that prepositions are generally used or placed before a noun or a pronoun, which is absolutely true. In most cases it is used, but there are some exceptions that we have learned today. 2 exceptions we have learned. One, where a relative pronoun comes in a sentence. Over there, if you want to bring a preposition, that preposition comes at the end of the sentence, basically, generally. And one more situation we have seen, that when you are making an interrogative sentence, over there you will find that if you want to bring a preposition, it comes at the end of the sentences mostly and generally. So I hope guys you have understood the concept about preposition quite well, the exceptions, very in-depth idea about preposition I am sure that I have given you. So if you in the next video of preposition, this is class 1 of preposition. In the next video of preposition, which will be class 2 of preposition, I will be teaching you kinds of preposition. There will be 6 kinds of preposition that I will be teaching you, and also the words related to those kinds also I will tell you with examples, so that you can little bit have an idea of how to use it. But again guys, that video is also not the last video of preposition. Again, I'm going to make a third video where I will be teaching you about how to differentiate between preposition and adverb. And there will be a fourth video where I'll teach you the uses of different kind of prepositions, and sometimes I will make a difference. I'll tell you the difference between them also as well, like in and at, how to use it in terms of time, in and at, how to use it in terms of place. So I'll make this kind of discussion about the uses of this preposition as well. So obviously guys, do not forget to watch all the 4 videos of preposition, because if you will miss any of the video of preposition, I'm sure you will not get the complete idea about preposition. So do not miss any of the video which I'm going to upload.